Okay, which other feeders have to be changed? Pulled down, let's see. Oh, a little bit left in there. How about this one? Ow! Hi, it's Robbie from Southern California. You know what? I'm glad you're here because I have something I want to talk about. Let me get this feeder on. Let me move this over because I'm right in the middle of doing feeders. We are really hot today. I had some very disturbing people leaving comments on the last hummingbird feeder one I put up, and it was about migration and stuff. So I'm going to talk about this now. I think I got a lot of people straight on this. One in particular, but there were many. There were more than one. Not that many, thank goodness, but there were some. And I don't want other people reading this. I didn't take it down though, and thinking it's okay. A person wrote and said they have found when they use double the amount of sugar, double. So for 4 cups of water, 1 cup of sugar is normally what you do. But they said they were using 2 cups of sugar to 2 cups of water. Holy mackerel. I mean, let me tell you this right now. I didn't make this recipe up. This is a recipe, a nectar recipe that is designed to be just like the flowers that are growing around here. The nectar that comes out of these flowers, the ratio and everything is the same that we put in our hummingbird feeders, which is 1/4 cup of sugar to 1 cup of water. The moment you change that higher, it's no longer this. And what you're going to do, or possibly whoever's doing this, could turn the birds into an addict. This is like people and kids with sugar. Of course they're going to come to it. It's sweet. It'll bring bees and everything to it as well. But it's so sweet that it's not just that you're going to get more hummingbirds. We're all going to get less hummingbirds. Because if they get that much sugar, they dehydrate. It causes major organ damage, and from there you know what happens to them. You do not change the formula. The formula has been designed by scientific measures to get to that formula, which all the zoos and sanctuaries and everybody uses all over the world. Sugar, white table sugar, is sucrose. It has been broken down and it's been used for over 1,000 years. If you do the research on how long sugar as sucrose has been around, for a very long time, which is really interesting when you think about, I grew up with sugar, and now there's a talk about how bad or food could be. It's not just the sugar. I had a lot of sugar, and I'll tell you, I was running around full of energy, and everybody was fit and doing their thing. Sugar is not the culprit for a lot of things. It's our oils, it's our refined food that they've changed and everything. Everything that they've done to our food, that's what's causing so many health issues out there. It's actually not the sugar, it's everything else. It's a big combination. Again, sugar's been around for over 1,000 years. Let's get back to hummingbirds though. Hummingbirds do need our help. And they will tell you on the sites it is good if you can put out hummingbird feeders. But if you're going to put out hummingbird feeders with double the recipe or Kool-Aid or juices, all you're doing is taking these beautiful birds that come in here to get something from us because they can't find enough on their journey of migration or simply living in your yard. And you're going to end up, well, they're going to disappear, and not in a good way. We don't want to do anything that will harm these birds. We want to help these birds. We don't want to hinder the birds. So please, if you've been doubling up, changing the formula, back it down. If they're not coming to your feeders, and you know they're around, the reason they're not coming to your feeders is because they've got so many flowers and things to eat already in the garden, which is better than them having to come here. The reason we have hundreds of birds daily, and sometimes in the winter thousands, because they're visiting the feeders to get that little extra because they can't get enough out of the flowers. There's just not enough. And we're keeping these birds alive. And a lot of people who used to have big, beautiful gardens, I mean, think about it. When I was a kid, everybody had plants and flowers and hedges and lawns and everything growing. Yes, lawns, little bugs that live in the grass that come up and the hummingbirds zip by and catch. Now they put out cement and rocks and cactus and everything else. They're saving on water because we're in a drought. They're taking out a lot of their hedges. They're not growing as many flowers. Not that many people have a lot of citrus trees, which they happen to like. So it's giving them a harder chance to find things, even with all the fires. And you think of the acreage that they lost. Let's let the helicopter go by. On places that they would go to hang out. You would have 1,000 or a couple thousand there and a couple thousand there, and these different places, and the habitats are gone. They move around. So now some of us are getting even more birds. We may or may not notice it. But what we do want to know is there is a formula not designed by me, but designed by zoos. The Smithsonian worked on it. Then all the other zoos are using it for years, decades and decades they've been using this formula, and that's what they need. Please don't double up. Please don't add in dye, and please don't add in juice, because they can't metabolize that. The only thing they can metabolize that we can help them with, besides putting out a lot of different flowers, would be sugar. And that's the white sugar, no brown sugar, no raw sugar, no honey. Just plain white table sugar, which is sucrose, and it's 1/4 cup of sugar to 1 cup of water. I make a bigger vat of it because I go through it. I go through gallons and gallons a day. So if I'm using 8 cups of water, I'm using 2 cups of sugar. But this person said they were using 4 cups of water and 1 cup of sugar, but they upped it to 2 cups. My goodness, I can't even imagine what happened to those birds. So stick with the formula. You'll have happy birds. You'll be happier, because what happens is they stick around. They're happy you're supplying them with what they need. They'll have babies if you've got a lot of females around, and those babies will come to your feeders, and those babies will come, and those, it's like rabbits. You know the old saying with the rabbits? Well, you'll end up with thousands. And keep in mind, we started with 1 hummingbird feeder out here and 1 or 2 little birds. And before we knew it, in a matter of a few years, we had thousands, because all those birds had babies, and they all told their friends that this was the perfect food for them. They can hang out in all the hills and go into the plants and find little bugs and stuff, and flowers and nectar and pollen. And they can come here in the morning, they can come here at night, they can fuel up during the day, and they know they have enough food to live happily and survive. And a good, healthy hummingbird can live 6 to sometimes almost 8 years. You don't want your hummingbirds to have a lifespan of 6 months. That's not good. So I hope I kind of emphasized that enough, that you're only going to use the recipe that's at hand, which is 1/4 cup of white granulated sugar to 1 cup of water. So with that, have a wonderful day, and don't forget to eat what you grow. And I am going to get back to work to get all these feeders full, because we got birds migrating through, and they're coming in, they're going out, and then if we've got the locals that live here. All right, back to work. Bye-bye. It's not work. I love it.